Good evening YouTube, X-File 2708 back again with another pickups video. For today's video, as you can tell from the thumbnail, we're going to be looking at my recent movie pickups from the last couple of weeks. Probably, I don't know, 10 to 12 Blu-ray pickups over the last couple of weeks. So I do try to put them to one side and make a decent little video for you guys rather than, you know, just showing 2 or 3 and it being a very short video. So this is what I've grabbed over the last couple of weeks, like I say. First one up, there we go. So I picked this one up yesterday when I was out shopping with Ghost Lou. So he's sat in the other room at the minute playing some Mario Odyssey on his Switch and getting frustrated trying to beat Bowser on one of the boss levels. There you go, you might have heard him in the background there. Like I say, this one, Ghostbusters Afterlife. Picked this one up yesterday. It is one myself and Ghost Lou saw at the cinema when it came out. Ghost Lou thoroughly enjoyed it. I was kind of on the fence. I think I maybe gave it a 6 out of 10, but all of the reviews and feedback, etc., that I saw from people that had seen the film, they seemed to rate it a lot higher. So it was one that I wanted to grab when it did come out on Blu-ray and come down in price, so I could give it a second watch. And as you can see there, that was reduced in HMV down to $9.99. So I thought I'd pick that one up, add it into the collection, and give it a second watch in the next week or so. And hopefully I'll enjoy it a lot better than when I saw it at the cinema originally. So there we go, guys. That's Ghostbusters Afterlife. Next one. There we go. We have the Crystal Lake Memories. This is the 101 Films Blu-ray release. It is an upgrade for me. I did have this one originally on DVD, but as soon as I saw 101 Films announcing this one was coming out on Blu-ray, I had to get it. Absolutely fantastic documentary on the history of Friday the 13th. It's quite a big runtime as well. So I'm hoping that maybe 101 will maybe get the rights for some of the other horror documentaries out there, like the likes of the Halloween one that was done, Never Sleep Again, obviously the Nightmare on Elm Street documentary. So there's some absolutely cracking making of, well, not making of, like history of particular horror franchises that are out there on DVD that I'm really looking to get on Blu-ray as and when I can. So fingers crossed they'll pick up some of the other ones, but for now I was really pleased to add this one into the collection as an upgrade. So there we go, that's Crystal Lake Memories. Next one, superb slasher this one, guys. So Black Christmas from 1974. Again, another one released by 101 Films. Absolutely brilliant 70s horror, this one. They did a remake later on down the line, and to be fair, the remake's pretty decent. So if you've not seen the remake, I'd wholeheartedly recommend having a watch of the remake as well. It is pretty good, but for now I was pleased to get Black Christmas, the original, back into the collection and into the pile for a rewatch at some point very shortly. Next one, All Sorts of Oddness, this movie. Again, this was an upgrade for me. I did have it originally on Blu-ray. I saw this film probably a couple of years ago, I think it was, and it's one of those really odd films that when you've watched it, it leaves so many unanswered questions, and a lot of things in the film just don't make sense. So when I watched it originally, although I enjoyed what I saw, I was confused on so many levels. So it is one of those that if you look on YouTube, you'll actually see people have done like explanations as to what particular things mean in the movie and things like that. So after I'd watched, like an explanation of the different things that had gone on, it did make a lot more sense. But I haven't rewatched it since. So this was one that dropped in price. I think it was only £6 or £8 in CX on 4K. So it was a no-brainer to pick back up again and add into the collection on 4K. So there we go, that's that one. Next one. There we go. We have a bit of Black Widow. So this obviously part of the Marvel universe, this one. I have got, I don't know, quite a few, probably 20 or so so far out of the Marvel universe set of movies. This was one that I hadn't got. It's one of obviously the later ones that came out. Myself and Ghost Lou are slowly watching through from the very first one, so we are watching them through in order. This one had just dropped down to £6, I think it was, in CX. So yeah, I figured as I hadn't got it in the collection so far, then we'd grab it for a watch. So I think there's this one, and what's the other later one? Shang-Chi, I think it was, that I'm still on the lookout for or waiting for it to drop in price, and then I'll grab that one and add it into the collection. So any Marvel fans out there, let me know what you thought of Black Widow. I don't think you haven't seen it either, have you, Ghost Lou, yet? No, Ghost Lou hasn't seen that one before. He's seen the majority of the others in the Marvel universe set of movies, but yeah, neither of us have seen this one as yet. So any fans, let me know in the comments. Next up, absolute classic, this one. And again, this was one that I'd got on Blu-ray, and again, the CX price had dropped, so I always check. I think it's on a Thursday that they redo their prices, and if there's anything locally that I've had my eyes on that's dropped in price and I've got some store credit, then I do look to pop out and grab it if I can. So this is absolute classic comedy horror, this one. Michael Keaton as Beetlejuice. I'm guessing you've all probably seen Beetlejuice, but if you haven't, then what have you been playing at? Get it on your list, get it watched. So there we go, we have some 4K goodness for Beetlejuice. Next one, in fact these next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are all ones that I picked up when I went into town with Ghost Lou today. As I mentioned, I think it was in, what was it? Was it yesterday's video? I think it was, with regards to the wrestling pickups. I mentioned that CX had done me over on one of the wrestling DVDs that I'd ordered. It was a 2-disc special edition, and CX in their infinite wisdom sent disc 2 with no disc 1, so completely useless. So I thought, right, I'll pop into town today, over to my local CX, get it swapped back out, get a voucher in exchange, and while I was there, I managed to grab a few that were on my list to get. So first one that I managed to get today, here we go, American Horror Story Hotel. Now I've only watched this one once. Now I wasn't the biggest fan of it, but it was one of those series that I wanted to rewatch again and see how I got on with it. So big fan of the earlier American Horror Stories. This is season 5. I have got 1 to 4 on Blu-ray already. So yeah, my local CX had this season 5 hotel in, so I thought, right, I shall grab that one while it's nice and cheap and give it a second watch through. So I think this was the one, if I remember rightly, that had Lady Gaga in. Let me just double check. Yep, there you go, Lady Gaga at her grandest, it says on the back. So it was okay, I remember, but it was one of those that I thought it might, I might enjoy it more on a second watch. So this is all, what is it, all 12 season 5 episodes. So that one will be going onto the pile to binge watch shortly. So there we go, that's that one. Next one I got, this is one that I have had before. I'm sure I traded it in at some point down the line when there was something specific that I wanted in one of my local CXs, but it was half decent. So this is the remake of Poltergeist that came out, I think it was 2015. Like I say, I have seen it once before. I thought it was a decent remake. There's certainly a lot worse remakes out there than this one. So yeah, figured again it was nice and cheap, so I'd grab it back for a second watch. So yeah, if you've not seen this one, then yeah, it's decent. So pick it up and give it a watch, guys. Right, and then 3 more that I've not seen before. So 2 of them were ones that I had a look at trailers for yesterday and thought, yeah, they look half decent. So the first one, I believe this one's an Australian shocker. So Australian shock horror, whatever they pigeonhole it these days. So we have one called Primal. So, like I say, I had a look on the IMDb trailer for it yesterday. Looked a decent watch. So not one that I've seen before, but figured I'd pick it up and add it into the collection. So it does look pretty graphic in places from what I saw in the trailer. So looking forward to giving this one a watch maybe in the next couple of days. So anyone seen that one before, let me know your thoughts. And the other one, that again the trailer looked really good for it, and I think it's might be a home invasion movie. I can't remember because I only bloody watched the trailer yesterday and I've forgotten already. So there we go, one called Crawl Space. So this is, it says at the top, from the producer of Wolf Creek. So Crawl Space, in the darkness, a new alien has evolved. So, yeah, don't know anything about it. Not seen it before. Like I say, I just had a look at a trailer yesterday. Thought it looked decent, so I'll give it a watch. If it's good, it will stay in the collection. If I don't enjoy it, I'll lump it back into to CX towards something else later down the line. And the last one for today, this is one I haven't seen before, but I have heard people talking about it before, people mentioning on Instagram, etc. This one's supposed to be all kinds of odd and all kinds of messed up and bizarre. So, you know, it might be one of those. I am quite into those sorts of movies that, you know, don't make sense or are really odd or twisted or unusual. So yeah, it was one. It wasn't expensive. I think it was like £4 in CX. So it had been on my radar to give a watch for some time. So figured with the old store credit, I'd pick it up and give it a watch. So anyone watched it out there? Is it as odd as everybody says it is? Did you enjoy it? Let me know in the comments. There we go then, guys. So that's my movie pickups for today. So like I say, those are what I've picked up over the last couple of weeks. So let me know any favourites that you've seen there, any that you've not seen before but are on your radars to pick up. And yeah, as always, guys, please remember to like, comment and subscribe. And I'll be back with another video shortly. Bye for now.